gentlemen, it's about to go down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, RGX, RateWrestle, and Frozzy, representing Honor Club, and you're listening to the HCW Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HCW Podcast. I am your host and presenting for the first time, I believe, Frozzy, and I am flanked today by my good buddy RateWrestle, and DP is back again. I don't know why we say back again anymore. I'm pretty sure you're just part of the furniture at this point. But how are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Looking forward to reviewing the glorious week of wrestling as usual.
Oh, it's been a glorious week as well. What about yourself, DP?
Just coming off a heat wave at the start of the week, so trying to cool down and not, sort of melt under pressure. But
is it still warm where you are?
It was like 36 to 38 at like prime afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
And now it's about 24, so it's calmed down, definitely.
That's a hell of a lot better. It wasn't too bad in Scotland, and when I got back to the flat, it was horrendous. I had to open every window and put every fan that I've got on. But yeah.
Mine is still on in the house.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, we've got to a cool stage now where we're good. What about you, Ray? Have you been dying in the sun, or?
Well, it was like 38 degrees on Tuesday. It was, but because I've been a bit ropey anyway. But no, it's fine now. I'm used to. I can live with this.
Yeah, I could. If it was like this all the time, I'd be absolutely fine. This would be mint. No rain, but just this level of heat. Absolutely perfect. But speaking of heat, I'm sure we're going to give Smackdown a lot of heat in this review. So why don't you kick us off?
Okay, let's begin this absolute wonderful time we're going to have. It kicked off with good old Pat McAfee in the ring. So I was looking forward to this, and then he just started rambling. But yeah, McAfee's re-signed, which is a good thing. Yeah. He started his good old bum-ass Corbin chant. Mentioned that Corbin's diseased, and that wasn't. He didn't mention his Corbin. Corbin came on the Titantron and he was diseased for some reason. Like, I don't know what's happened, but Corbin actually has a disease. But yeah, their whole promos was pretty rambly. Corbin can't be around until SummerSlam now, I'm guessing, because of this weird disease he's got on his arm. But it was just a way to get off SmackDown, I guess.
Yeah.
This was followed by Liv and Natty having the first match of the night. So Natalya was quite dominant for most of this matchup. Liv was she's been getting better over the last few months as we've been discussing, but there was a few sloppy moments for myself in this where she was kind of stumbling and stuff like that. But she did pick up the win. I rated it 2.5 stars, but I've got annoyed by her finisher of the Oblivion because it started to get too coincidental.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, but I don't know. She's just very, very good, and she's got a hell of a lot better. Yes, she had a couple of ropey moments in here, but everyone's going to have an off night, aren't they? So.
Yeah.
It's just, I've always liked these kind of moves. Like, I'm not a massive fan of the Ember Moods finish. I don't know what she calls it now. But yeah, anything like that.
What was it called? Sorry, DP.
It's called the O face.
Right, it's called the O face now. What was it? The Eclipse it was called before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so like if that's the most coincidental move in the world though, because it always has to be in the left hand corner. They have to be facing the other way, and it's like
yeah.
But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of like moves where you have to be coincidental to get there.
Yeah. You can telegraph it in every match, can't you?
But yeah, this was followed by Liv having a bit of a talk in the middle of the ring. Basically, the whole promo was her saying that she's always going to be the underdog, which she is, and I think this is a good promo from her. Like, she discussed that against Rousey, against like Natalya, she's always going to be the underdog because she's the smaller opponent. She's less like aggressive, like Rousey and stuff like that. So she's always someone's better than her. But hopefully, this builds her up.
To lose at SummerSlam.
There's a chance, but I'm hoping they kind of go. It'll be a big win if she beats Rousey. and then
Yeah.
Charlotte defeats her.
I've got a
Charlotte,
question, by the way, as well.
Go.
Have they updated her title plates yet, or they still generate the WWE ones?
You know what, I meant to look and I didn't.
she mentioned on Twitter last week they did, so I'm assuming they're on there by now. Because if they haven't, that's just a bit silly. But yeah, and then this was followed by the typical segment train as we go along now. So Theory was backstage speaking to that new reporter, I don't know her name yet. But Heyman basically hates Kayla Braxton. That's his whole character, so he was saying that girl was doing a great job. Heyman was talking Theory out of cashing in the Money in the Bank. Was going like, I got you here, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And if you don't cash in, we'll bring you in and stuff like that. And Theory was basically like, no, I'm cashing in. And then you can be my special counsel. Which I like it, I'm going to be honest.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I think it'd be very entertaining.
It'd be a good swerve as well if like Heyman doesn't go with Lesnar, doesn't go with Reigns, and ends up with Theory.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. I always love seeing Heyman anyway. This was followed by the Viking Day. So obviously the New Day dressed up as the Viking Raiders. They just started saying a lot. And then Kofi had an accent of a pirate. It was just a bit out there.
Kofi has had some out there accents, to be fair.
Yeah. What I liked about this is the Viking Raiders came down and they actually cut a decent-ish promo of just like, we're going to kill you, which is what they need to be. They're actually going to use the Viking Raiders, and it might be good. And they got beat down, but they got beat down by 4 people, like Shanky and Jinder Mahal. So, like, it's fair enough.
I can't help but wish that the Viking Raiders had mimicked the New Day and started come down tossing pancakes and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to happen.
Everything, Jesus wept.
Just gyrate everywhere. And
This was followed by another promo, which was Gunther and Ludwig backstage. So Gunther's basically saying that there should be no option of losing in their team that they've got at the moment. There's going to be a rematch next week, and then he just chopped the absolute shite out of Ludwig again. So, you know, he's just abusing the man, and this is what I want to see on TV. Just abuse.
Yeah, please.
Lacey versus Leah was supposed to come up to next. Leah was already in the ring. Lacey's doing a typical thing of she's coming down. She's not happy with the reaction. She's going back. She's coming down. People are booing the crap out of her. She's basically saying that she was a war veteran, so she's going full heel now. Like saying that the rest people don't deserve her. And they should all go to hell is the general gist of her promos at the moment.
Yeah.
Well,
And Aaliyah's just absolutely fine with not having a match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrestling.
Literally, I heard the music. I was like, I have no idea who this is. I heard the music. I was like, I have no idea who this could be.
Yeah.
Left, right, left, right, left.
It's like her and Ezekiel have got like the most generic sounding themes.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so this was, I don't know how long we got into the show, but the second matchup was McIntyre versus Rich Holland. Mainly in this match, the whole matchup was just the distractions of Butch and Sheamus trying to get on one-up on McIntyre. McIntyre was pretty dominant for the whole match. He hit a white noise, which obviously was just like to annoy Sheamus. And he picked up the win. I rated it 1.5 stars because it was pants.
It was 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
There or thereabouts. I mean, you're not getting much better out of 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, we're carrying on. This is SmackDown. Madcap promo, because we need that. This Madcap promo, what I loved about this was it was literally the mirror image of the Heyman and Theory segment. So Heyman's come in, said that the lady's doing better than Braxton, and then he does the exact same promo. Where he's going like, you know, if you do this, this, and this, I can help you, and this, and this. And then Madcap basically went no.
Yeah.
With his good old charisma. And then we'll let DP discuss this beautiful 7 seconds of the M&M promo. Well, this was my favourite one so far.
Okay, so we had no spotlights, nothing.
I loved it.
It was just, highlights of the previous things. I'll be honest, I didn't even watch it. It was just something I'd seen a screenshot of. All I know is that they are teasing a new arrival, as well as the 2022 Beachwear collection, which is something you must tune in for. But
Can't wait for tomorrow.
I'm already over it.
we're introduced to Max Dupree's sister, who is Maxine Dupree.
Of
It's
course.
got to be Ginny in it. It's got to be.
That's the leading theory, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she was the fashionista in WWE NXT UK in Progress, so it makes sense. And the cutout image looks slightly like her.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's Ginny, but it won't be Ginny. It'll be someone like your name will be like Janet or something like that. It's Maxine, Max Ray. So after that, we had the Theory Madcap match. It was quite run of the mill at the start, but they both were definitely showing a bit of potential by the end of it. Like the match was building up. Like I thought it was just going to be a typical run of the mill get Theory over kind of matchup.
Yeah.
But it ended with a DQ because I think Theory walloped Madcap with the Money in the Bank briefcase, if I remember.
Yes.
I read it 2 3/4. Like it was one of the better matches on the show. I think it was my match of the night because I can't even remember the main event until we get there.
I just enjoy Austin Theory matches.
Yeah, because he just is different.
Yeah.
I think I said a couple of months ago that if pushed the right way, Theory and Madcap could be future stars
Yes.
in the company.
Yeah, you can see it in this match as well.
Yeah, we would. I think we were saying it on here leading into Mania that if it's done properly, Austin Theory could well be the next like John Cena type character.
So he got on the mic afterwards, basically saying he's still Money in the Bank. I don't know how he was losing it at that point. But,
Yeah.
Then we had the good old moment I was waiting for, Sami Zayn. You need to stop disrespecting the Chief, otherwise the honorary Uso is going to do something. And then Theory was like, "What are you actually going to do?" And then obviously down since day one-ish, and the Usos come down and Theory's like, "Nah," and runs off. Don't know why it was like end ups then. But then he starts running away, but then Mad Cop, I'm calling him that forever now. He basically gets his revenge back on Theory and batters him.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that. And this led to Jimmy versus Angelo Dawkins, which I haven't seen yet. At any point. I've never seen this match, or any match with the 4 people involved.
Nope.
The first thing I mention in this matchup is the timekeeper spot is so overused already now. The amount of times I've seen someone get thrown in the timekeeper's like area in the last like month, probably about 8-9 times. Like it used to be like a one-off thing, but now it's a break spot where they throw them over so they can go to the break, and it's so overused.
I think it started that segment, that thing in particular, when they introduced that to the games, the OMG moments.
Yeah.
And there's like using it more on TV.
Because it's either it gets broken, the barricade, or someone gets launched over it. It's just... Get a new break. But yeah, this match was a bit pants, I'm going to be honest. Little Nate gets knocked down. And then somehow what happens is I think Jimmy goes to pin Angelo, but Angelo reverses it. And then he picks up the win, but Uso's shoulder was up. So they've already paid back that spot, so definitely the Usos are winning at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because they're not even that spot I thought they would use for SummerSlam, but no, it's just they've rushed that spot. I read it 2 stars. And then we got the big announcement that Double J is going to be the special guest referee.
I expected more from this, I'll be honest.
I like Double J, but I don't understand why it's Double J.
No, me neither. Especially not given that he's now doing Ric Flair's last match as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
And SmackDown went out on there, off air, with a good old brawl. Because,
Just what we love.
Good old fashioned brawl.
And that was the end of SmackDown.
So we will move on to Rampage with our very own DP or Depois.
Rampage boy.
Hello, Deep Rampage boy reporting for duty.
Good grief.
So we have AEW Rampage for Fyter Fest. So this is week 1 Fyter Fest for the 15th of July. We started things off with a no entrance tag match. We had House of Black's Malachi Black and Brody King taking on Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. To start things off, I literally mentioned Dark Order got no chance to win this match. It's a match used to elevate House of Black, and that's about it. We got a spot with a beautiful pin breakup from Malachi to the dropkick after Silver and Reynolds do their combo. So like with the kicks, followed by a German, then a bridge over that. That's broken up by Malachi. I've got a comment here where I say it's weird hearing Jericho say "hungy." He's saying "hungy" quite a lot.
Jericho's such a guy.
Following from that, a bit down the line, Reynolds is hit with Brody's finisher, Dante's Inferno, the head driver sort of move, and that gets the 3 count. So that's a move for House of Black. Following from that, we get a post-match attack from Darby Allin on Brody King. They fight a little bit down the ramp. He was well hidden above the rampway, so he was like hidden in the shadows and sort of jumps from them onto Brody. Then we got Malachi, who's just watching this. He's not helping Brody at all. And then it's revealed why, because here comes Sting!
Who came out there, mate?
It was a Sting!
You sound like an 80s horror.
You sound like you're in pain.
Sorry. So out comes Sting. Him and Malachi have a stare down in the rampway. I thought it was a nice little touch, just to show that it's going to be something building between not only Brody and Darby, but also between the other members of the groups. You know, Sting's, Darby's father, Sting, and Brody's mentor, Malachi.
Yeah, like lads and dads.
Yeah, precisely. Following on from that, we had a promo vignette thing from Miro, where Miro questions his god. Why did you let, Malachi beat me? Why did you let him miss me in the face at Forbidden Door? What are you trying to tell me? What are the messages I'm missing? And then it ends off as just basically saying should he destroy the House of Black, or should he let them recruit him? Which, thinking about it, it'd be a pretty good fit along with Brody and Malachi. But that might be just me.
I could see it.
So following from this, we had the Ring of Honor World Title match between Gresham champion and Lee Moriarty. So we got Matt Sydal in Moriarty's corner and Tony Blanchard Enterprises in Gresham's corner. I've written here that this is simply a technical bout. This is exactly what you'd expect from both men, really. One playing the heel, obviously being Gresham, and the other one being someone who is not going to win the match, but someone who can at least get a good sort of rub out of it from Gresham.
Yeah.
So there's mention here of Gresham's glass chin, which I thought was a nice little touch, because throughout the match, Moriarty is aiming a lot for Gresham's face, specifically his jaw, to show the weakness there. Like, not only is he a world-class technical wrestler, but he also has that weak spot that if you know it, you can exploit it. So right here, Gresham uses a lot of limb offense, sorry. And Moriarty is holding his own, which is not really a compliment, I realise now, to Moriarty. But we got a lot more, not the same stuff, really. It's just a lot of face versus heel stuff. It becomes less of a technical bout down the line. And then it ends with Gresham winning via submission with the Octopus Lock, his finisher. I wish it went longer. I think it went about 10 minutes, which is a bit short for my liking for a technical match. But it was what it is. It's Rampage. It's an hour-long show. So, yeah.
Yeah. This should have been the main event for me, by the way.
Yeah, fully agree. Compared to what we got.
Yeah.
After this, we get a promo in the ring by Gresham, where he claims he is the best hand for the hold wrestler. Sorry, I wrote here. And then that cues Claudio Castagnoli, who comes out. Because it's been announced by now that it's Claudio and Gresham at the pay-per-view for the title.
Yeah.
And Claudio wants to swing Gresham, pretty much.
That's basically it. Yeah. technically swing him.
Yes. So following from this, we go backstage to a promo from Christopher Daniels, who claims basically that Jay Lethal and co. Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh are taking advantage of the fact that Joe is not in the same place, not in the same state even, and are doing what they can to just sort of degrade him and like bury his name, sort of.
Yeah.
But Daniel says, you shouldn't be doing that. Like it's not professional. He then says that Lethal on Sanjay will get choked out before Death for His Honor, and that he's willing to do it himself if need be.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool because we can see Daniels again in the ring, a singles bout. Moving on from that, we have a dark match. Well, sorry, should have been a dark match. Between Chris Statlander and Athena taking on Charlotte and Robin Renegade, the Renegade twins.
Pointless.
There's literally a pre-match attack from Athena. Statlander works on the other one. Bell rings. O-face.
47 wasted seconds.
That's literally all that match was.
Yeah.
It's because we need to get a few segments in, that's what.
Well, speaking of that, we've got a run-in by Layla Gray, who comes down basically and just distracts them, and then gets double teamed by Statlander and Athena before Cargill and Kira Hogan come down and make the save for Layla. And then it's revealed that even though they saved her, she's not fully on board with the baddie section. So like Jade and Kira are having a go at her, and
I don't think anyone's on board with the baddies. I'll be honest.
I will say though, Red Velvet is she's kind of missed here. Like you sort of need both baddies with Jade here, not just one of them.
Yeah.
But moving on from that, we go back to Lee Moriarty. So we're still continuing the Moriarty thing, where he's got an interview with Matt Sydal. This is interrupted immediately by Stokely Hathaway, who just mentions, "Hey man, you shouldn't be with Sydal. You should be with me. Take my business card." And then Sydal's like, "No, not having that, mate." Takes the card, throws it away, and then Stokely just goes away. He don't fight it.
Yeah.
He just walks off.
Yeah.
That's about it, really. And then Sydal mentions that he's got a match for Moriarty next week against Dante Martin, who comes into the screen and is like, "Yeah, I'm going to fight you. Peace and love, whatever."
That's pretty much what it was.
Then we got a segment in the ring with Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys.
Whoa.
That's right. So we got a segment here with Billy Gunn and the Ass Boys, where they talk about why they turned on the Acclaimed last week. When Billy just mentioned, he mentioned basically that it's time to drop the hammer, which just means like it's all done.
Yeah.
Cue the Acclaimed, now coming out the face tunnel. I want to add as well. We get them coming out, basically getting ready to fight. We got a comment. Excalibur's trying to talk, and then JR's going, "Yo, listen."
JR's just there for the pie. He loves it,
boy.
boy.
Odd. It just sounded so weird.
Yeah, I was having an odd week.
He's having a great time, and I don't care. JR doesn't care anymore, and I love it.
So we've got one. So Billy comes in and says, like, "Hey, guys, don't fight. I've got a proposal. One last time." And then he puts the scissors, the sort of scissors gesture out, and he goes, "Scissor me, daddy ass." To which he gets super kicked by Bowens, and then that's pretty much the end of that segment. And then we got a little rap from Carstar. I won't go into it because there's the use of expletives.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
Let's move on.
Yes. So finally moving on to the main event, which was between Lucha Bros and Private Party. This was very much the standard, high flying flip move sort of match. I won't go too much into it because it's pretty much what you can imagine it would be.
Yeah.
And all I have here is at the end we got a run in from Roosh, who attacks Penta, who somehow puts that into a destroyer. I didn't get that personally. Following on from that, we've got Phoenix doing his finisher, the Blackfire Driver, to get the 3 count over Isaiah Cassidy. Cassidy. And all here is that the match felt rushed at the end, because it did.
Yeah, because I needed more segments beforehand.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Rampage.
I feel like before we go into Raw, you need to retract the statement we had in the chat where you were saying that AEW doesn't have that many segments.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a lot of segments on that 1 hour show.
There was, yeah.
Good grief. But yeah, let's move on to good old Raw then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so this started off with the most... So if you could guess, if you would say anyone was going to start off Raw, this would be one of the last picks you'd think of. Titus Worldwide kicked off Raw randomly.
Yeah, this was a question, wasn't it, on something? Like, whose music are you going to hear first? And I saw everyone booting off in the chat about it being Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, but like it was the most weird promo icon. It was just basically him going, he's the global ambassador, and we need peace and love. It was just a pep rally. I don't understand why it was there, and it was just never seen again. And then we had the actual start to Raw. So we had Big Time Bex. So if you're going to start Raw properly, you're going to have Big Time Bex there.
Yeah.
She's got so many good nicknames now. This is my favourite. The Big Time Bex Express. I loved it. My exact words here is, I like trains. She was just basically bigging up that she's going to face whoever wins tonight at SummerSlam. So obviously this brought out Happy Belair, so she had to wave her hair and dance and skip and do what she does. Happy Belair feels like she's redeemed herself now. From the SummerSlam thing, which I completely forgot that actually happened. And that 27 seconds of pain.
Yeah.
Then Carmella came down and she said something about her ass. I can't remember the exact line.
She stole a quote, hadn't she?
Yeah, what is it? It's something like something with the best ass is the final of the line.
Yeah.
And then Becky battered Belair, and I wrote here, thank you, Becky, because I was just getting annoyed by the whole promo and Bianca just doing typical Bianca stuff.
Yeah.
Like wrestling wise, Bianca's normally fine, but like promo wise, I'm a bit bored of her already because it's the same shite all the time.
Yeah.
So this was obviously led into Belair being slightly injured and facing Carmella for the championship. Bianca doesn't know how to sell, I've figured out from this point. Like, she holds her ribs, but then when she does 55 moves, like, she can start doing moonsaults and things, and then suddenly she realises, actually, that probably would have hurt me if I had actual bad ribs.
If anything, though, with the selling, she oversold the manhandle slam that she got 5 minutes before that.
Yeah, I
was just like, you can't possibly be still dying from that.
But it just made no sense. Like, she was selling her ribs and stuff like that, even though manhandle slam would do your back in. But she was doing, like, moonsaults and flipping... it annoyed me. Then we had the timekeeper spot because, that doesn't get used that often. Then, she was just doing a lot of moves, and then she forgot to sell when she was just doing adrenaline moves. I wasn't a big fan of this match at all. Super Belair with a 10 count. So Carmella kept trying to get her counted out because the whole point of the match was Carmella could win if Bianca was counted out.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair was flat on her back at 8. The camera panned away, and then the ref counted 9, and she was in the ring. It was like there was no dragging herself to the ring. She literally just rose into the ring.
It happens in every company so much now.
But at least
they don't even feign trying to drag themselves into the ring or anything like that. They wait until it gets to 8 and then they just up it in the ring.
Yeah, it's silly. And it's just and then she was doing flipping thingies. She kept nipping up and stuff like that. But she ended up winning with a KOD. I rated it 2.25 stars. It was a below average match for me. Match the previous week or the week before was pretty decent. But this match was just... It was all because of the selling that kind of let it down. This was followed by the Street Profits segment. So we're going to go into segment Blazanza here right now. We're just going to have loads of segments the rest of this whole show. They discussed the Double J being the referee. They're going to be the tag team champs going forward. I hope not. Omos and MVP came along, and Omos, basically MVP said, do you remember when I flattened Dawkins? I remember that. It was a good time. So obviously we're going to have Dawkins versus Omos later in the show. The KO show's back. KO's back, and I was happy. Riddle was there. Owens wants to be mellow like Riddle, which was my favourite line like here. I want to be like, are you on something? I want to be something like you. He wants to do Bro KO, which is a great name. Then obviously he started defending Riddle by saying that why is he not trusting Owens when he's trusting Orton, who is like the biggest snake in wrestling, which is fair enough. And then this ended up with Seth Rollins coming out of nowhere and stomping Riddle not once but twice. And fair enough. Like Riddle's backhandedly RKO'd him like the last few weeks, so I'm glad he actually got something back on it.
Yeah. I'm quite looking forward to that match as well.
Yeah, it'll be a good match. Riddle's great and Rollins is on a roll right now, so it should be a good matchup. The Judgment Day were out back. Dom will join them. That was the whole of that promo. It probably lasted a lot longer than that. But yeah, that was the promo. So then this led to Ray versus Priest. So there was a few distractions. Priest no-sold a 619. That's what I've took away from this whole matchup. He got hit with a 619 and he no-sold it. And then he picked up the win. That was my takeaway from that matchup.
Yeah.
It was a bit better than the women's match. Like, I rated it 2.5. It was an average match, but he no-sold the 619. Look, it was nothing.
Yeah. He's a big guy, though, compared to Mysterio.
But, like, it's the 619's been used so much in, like, the whole, like, 20 years of wrestling, and it's taken out so many people, and Priest is the one that no-sells it.
Yeah, but wrestling 20 years ago and wrestling now are completely different things.
I won't have it. Wrestling's been the same forever. So yeah, they beat down Ray. Dominic says he will join them if they stop. And then Priest went, nah, that's not good. And then attacks Dominic. He didn't do it the right way. I like that because I thought it was just going to be typical, oh, Dom's with him now. But no, you didn't do it the right way, fair enough.
Yeah, no, I like as well because there's just no Dominic in that group.
Yeah.
Ezekiel versus Seth Rollins was up after this. There was a few good spots in this match. It was enjoyable. Like, if anyone's going to get a great match out of Ezekiel, it's going to be Rollins.
Yeah.
There was a top rope knee, which I'm going to describe because that just sounds like he's diving off the top rope. No, Ezekiel was lying on the top rope, and Seth Rollins jumped and top rope kneed him. It was a good move. Rollins can wrestle anyone over it here. It was pretty much Rollins was on top for a lot of it. Ezekiel had a bit of comebacks, but then Rollins hit his stomp out of nowhere. 2 3/4, decent enough match.
Yeah, I enjoyed it mainly because, like you said, Rollins can get a good match out of a chair if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm happy with that.
But so obviously we had to have another segment because we don't have much of these. So the Usos were backstage. To be fair, as I said, I like Uso promos, and they were basically, the gist of it was Omos smash.
Yeah.
Just like tribing him up, and it was good. And then obviously because Omos is walking down to the ring, we've got to hear from the Judgment Day backstage because people need to stand in the ring for a bit. Judgment Day promo, Dom failed. That was the promo.
Yeah.
Omos versus Dawkins. MVP trips Dawkins. The ref goes, nah, DQ. That was a half-star match. I was really surprised. So this led to obviously Omos and the MVP versus the Profits. Dawkins was getting beaten down a lot. I liked that they're still going strong with Omos. Like, at least they're not like... They had the Profits do the finish, but Omos kicked out of it and won, which was fair enough. If you're going to build Omos, do it. And then the Usos attacked, I think it was Ford, and that led to a DQ. Right at 2 stars, it was a bit meh. And then this led to just Omos smash.
2 DQs in 6 minutes. Love it.
Down since day one-ish. So yeah, and then Omos smash, and then the Usos were happy with Omos smash. Backstage, we had that new interviewer.
This was so random.
Veer just came round. I thought he was going to promo, and he just went, boo. And he walked off. And then the Miz came out and went, That was random. That was pretty... The whole gist of this segment was he was either Paul is going to be the tag champ with him, or Paul's going to be his enemy, and he's not going to like him when he's his enemy. Okay, Miz.
Yeah.
Followed by a Theory promo. He's going to cash in. AJ Styles is jealous that he's going to cash in. Styles is going to take that title, which is fair enough. I'd be happy to see AJ Styles versus Theory in a title match. And he's going to make him respect him. So this was followed by a Bray Wyatt vignette. I'm not having it. It's Bray Wyatt. It's clearly Bray Wyatt. Not Edge.
I don't think it is.
It's Bray Wyatt. It's Braun Strowman.
Control your narrative there, right?
Oh, Jesus wept. Theory versus Styles. This was just pretty much leading to a Dolph spot. Like, it was still a good match, because Theory and Styles can't have a bad match, because it's AJ Styles and Theory.
Yeah.
It was just smooth, the whole matchup. And then it just led to what happened was Theory was talking smack about Dolph a lot. AJ rolled in the ring, and the ref did a good spot here, which was like the ref kind of like got tripped up slightly and then turned around. It looked actual, like, I can't think of the word. It looked like genuine. Rather than just like, oh, the ref better turn. And then Dolph super kicked Theory's face off, and then Theory, yeah.
I've got a few problems with this.
But before we get there, Theory did exactly what you said he should do, and he actually stumbled to get in the ring, and he couldn't get in the ring, and it was an actual 10 count.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That was good, but
2 3/4. Go on.
I don't like the fact that they always make whoever's got Money in the Bank lose constantly until they cash in. Makes no sense. You're trying to build towards someone being a champion and cashing in. Just let them win a bit, and don't have him having a SummerSlam match that's relatively big against Bobby Lashley. Not mention it, but allude to him already fighting Dolph Ziggler down the line. What's the point?
So what am I watching? Lashley?
What am I watching SummerSlam for Theory and Lashley when you're not even going to hype it up at all?
Where was
give us Dolph Ziggler attacking him. I don't know. Maybe that was meant to be Lashley and Ziggler was just there.
No idea.
It didn't make any sense whatsoever to me. So they are my few problems with that.
Yeah. Not to mention how sort of buffed up his finisher is now, Dolph. That's because is able to take out Theory for a whole 10 count.
Yeah.
Whereas before it's, multiple in one match because someone can get up straight away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because wrestling ruined the super kick, but Dolph's bringing it back, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Because he's here to show the world. Get it on. Anyway.
Theory in the middle of, feud number 3, I think.
Oh, God. But yeah, we'll lead to the main event, which was Oscar, Bliss, and Dana Brooke versus Doudrop, Nikki, and Tamina. Whoa!
The fact that we can sit in 2022 and say that this is a main event is astounding.
And let me talk about how great this main event. Tozawa wins.
Yeah.
From what I've just discussed, Tozawa won. Then Nikki won. Then Bliss won. Exactly. And then someone else won. I gave up caring. I went, the fuck is this? And then Oscar actually won the actual match. Why is there not a DQ?
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
I rated quarter of star because it annoyed me. Oscar's one of the best things on Raw, and that's what she was doing this week.
Yeah, it made no sense. There's 3 women in that match who I would happily watch wrestle, which are Bliss, Oscar, and Doudrop.
And Dana Brooke. Oh.
No, I feel like you went the wrong goal. It was Dana, Nikki, and Tamina. I feel like that's No, to be fair.
Nikki isn't even that bad.
Any of them are fine-ish. Like, Dana's fine when she's in an actual match.
No, I'm not.
But she's been binned.
Not really a massive fan of Tamina either.
Doudrop was fine when she was Viper.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was good in
we know she can be good. We know she can be good, which is why I don't mind watching her wrestle. She had a good match with Becky Lynch at the pay-per-view. Can't remember which one it was, but she had a good match with her there. And yeah, we know she can wrestle. Bliss can wrestle.
Since Doudrop, she's got, even as Pippa Niven, she was fine in NXT UK. Like, her matches with Kylie Ray were very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the main event. What a main event. But there's more.
It's shocking.
Mysterio's words. That's what I've written here. Just words. 20-year anniversary. We're Viva La Raza. Yeah.
I didn't realise it was so close to Ray's as well as Cena's. Like they were so close together.
Yeah, to be fair, but Rey Mysterio, Cena disappeared recently to make movies. Rey Mysterio disappeared a few times in this 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least Randall's been around for the whole 20 years.
Yeah.
Except when he's injured.
Yeah.
And then the moment we were all waiting for, Miz TV, main eventing, baby. Logan Paul, he was teaching Logan Paul. Tiny balls, that was mentioned. Logan Paul's actually a decent promo.
I mean, when you're a YouTube sort of influencer, you kind of have to be good at talking on camera. So
That's right.
I'm not surprised.
And that's right, his build-up's not bad. Like, you know,
He's very athletic as well.
He's athletic. He went to a draw with Mayweather, so he technically can say shit like that.
No.
It still happened. So, you know, he can say stuff like that.
It was not a draw.
Yeah, he's still a draw.
That match to eight rounds.
But yeah, either way, Paul was good in the ring when he was at WrestleMania. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be great with The Miz because The Miz has good matches, but also The Miz is a loser. Like, he doesn't win.
No.
So it's just kind of like, if he was facing someone that was decent, then fair enough. But because Miz doesn't win matches, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
He should fight someone like Owens. Owens versus Logan Paul would be a good match.
Yeah,
Or
Kevin
Seth
Owens
Rollins.
would make it a good match.
Because Seth Rollins could fight anyone. But let's move on. And then Ciampa attacked him, and then that's Raw, folks.
Yeah, I always forget that Ciampa's on Raw now, attacking people randomly.
Yeah. So yeah, any thoughts on Raw before we lampoon to Dynamite?
No, I'm told you I'm going to rename it Raw is Poor.
Crap down, Raw is poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a drag.
Half
Honestly.
exploded Dynamite. Let's go straight to that.
Yeah.
Dynamite, I'm going to discuss this straight away. Started really well for like the first 40 minutes. Then there was about 40 minutes of absolute dross, and then the main event was okay, and then it got ruined. But I'm going to go into the actual line of this. I just want you all to bear witness to how bad it started to get. So Brody King versus Allen went exactly how I wanted it to go. Allen got absolutely smashed by Brody King, and I feel like they're booking him well. Brody King, they're booking him like a monster because he's a monster of a guy.
Yep.
Allen sold like Dolph Ziggler, as in like he just got flung around everywhere.
But that's how it makes
Allen
sense.
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King was brutal in this matchup, like the chops, and like I like the Hangman sleeper, especially on a smaller guy. It looks good. But he picked up the win with the Gonzo bomb. I rate it 3.25 stars. Very good opener. Just brutal dominance, but Darby made it look good. It wasn't just a squash.
Yeah.
Like
So how many? 4.25, you said?
3.25. Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
okay.
I'm not
So
mounting.
he's not
Jesus
Dave Meltzer, come
Christ.
I was gonna say.
So obviously then, I don't know why obviously, but this happens in wrestling. King decided to beat up Allen because we need to carry on stuff after the match. Here comes Sting. Sting.
Here comes who? Sorry.
Paul Bearer, that was.
So yeah,
Paul
Sting.
Bearer.
Instantly, Sting came down, and you knew Sting was going to get the better of King. Because, you know, Brody King, the massive, can't beat the 65-year-old Sting. Sting grabs him in the Scorpion Death Drop, but the lights go out, and then Black's there. Black needs to stop doing the mist. Black is bad at the mist.
He may as well have missed.
Yeah, like, Julia Hart has good Black Mist. Like, she's the best at the mist, which is insane, but yeah, he's just not good at the mist at all. Miro comes down, Miro stares. That was it. So here comes the 900 promos and segments we're going to have tonight. I don't even know what I've written here. Oh, that was it. It was Starks and Cole Carter. I forgot his name was Cole Carter. I just wrote it as Cole and I got really confused. Where is Adam? Oh, he's injured. Any Adam Cole. So, like, Starks comes in. He makes some Mafia jokes because, you know, Cole Carter was with Troy Donovan and he was in the Mafia.
Two times.
Cole had a terrible line. I can't remember what it was, but it was just there. And that was the end of the promo. I don't care about the FTW title. I don't know why this is happening. But we'll carry on. The Best Friends versus the Blackpool Combat Club was better than I expected it to be. They actually made the Best Friends look like a legit threat.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it. Like, Trent hates Wheeler Yuta, that's the whole point of it. Wheeler Yuta dropped Chuck, which then pissed off Chuck. So even he went like proper extreme, started throwing around. Moxley was getting annoyed, so obviously he had to grab a chair. It was a lot more intense than I expected.
Yeah.
What annoyed me about it though was he firstly hit the awful waffle on Moxley, which is fair enough. Moxley rolled outside because that move looked horrible, as in like horrible to take.
Yeah.
And then Wheeler Yuta kicked out 2 pile drivers. Like, brutal pile drivers. Like, Wheeler Yuta shouldn't be kicking out of 2 brutal pile drivers. I know they're building him, but Jesus Christ. And then it ended with Wheeler Yuta doing the seatbelt pin to get the win. I liked that Orange Cassidy only said a few words on mic, and one of the parts was, like, it sounded really good, where he went, Chuck Taylor taught him that. And he just sounded really deprived and sad about it and just left. It was actually a good line. I wouldn't mind seeing this match again. That's how surprised I am by it. We're already 3 stars, so I just didn't expect it.
I think with Best Friends recently, they've had matches against good tag teams, and like they've been like made to look like they're holding their own. So they're losing matches, but they're not looking bad in losing neither.
It's because they're looking serious. That's what it is. Like, they're trying to be slightly serious. Even Orange Cassidy still does his piss around in match, but his matches are slightly more serious now.
Yeah, they're going to go to... Do you think they're going to go Cassidy, Moxley, or Yuta? Do you think that's where they're going?
Cassidy, Yuta, surely. Yuta. Yeah, Moxley, I can't... just... Unless it goes, like, full-on, like, death match again, and then Cassidy has a death match. That's the only thing I can see. I can't see them having a normal match.
That could be a right coming out party for Orange Cassidy, that. If he has a death match with Moxley.
But yeah, this was followed by a package with Claudio Castagnoli versus Gresham, hyping up the... so basically, Gresham's hyping up that he's going to beat the crap out of Claudio, which worries me that I feel Gresham's going to lose the title, which I don't think he should.
Same, I think Cesaro's going to win it.
Because I think that's rushed. Yeah. We had the Swerve Glory segment, which was horrible. Just a horrible time this was. They spoke for like 10 minutes of nothingness. Then Mark Sterling and Tony Nese came down. People versus Swerve. So obviously he's going to get flipping Gates to sign his petition. Gates dropped Nese. Literally dropped the man.
Oh no, he looked like he full and punched him. He actually connected.
But that was the best part of it. The whole thing was stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea who this guy was.
No, I had to Google him.
I'm ignorant to it, he's a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm ignorant. Then we had the Dark Order segment where they had the Butcher and the Blade. They had the Butch shirt because, Butcher, Butch. So the Butcher and the Blade attacked them. So Hangman saved the day. Such a random thing to segue to a Rampage match.
This made me chuckle, and I hate that it did.
Because
hate it.
You get to see it on Rampage. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Got the Butch shirt, and I was like, that was that. Damn it.
I do find it funny that we got you a shirt as well, and it's just Butch again.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was followed by Cageosaurus versus the Varsity Blondes. Lucha Smash, half a star. And then, leading to the most stupid thing I've seen in a while.
Oh, here we go.
Luchasaurus has been battering people. Choke slamming people. Like, being the ultimate heel. Jungle Boy comes back. Luchasaurus is going to go attack him. And he just smiles and we're in on it together. And lets Jungle Boy run and tap Cage. What?
This made no sense to me.
What?
It's not going to make any sense neither.
How is Luchasaurus going to explain? I was evil. I attacked all these people. I did it for The Rock. I did it for the Jungle Boy.
He's been healed for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it was the best Luchasaurus I've seen, and it's gone.
Surely it made more sense to have Jungle Boy beat Luchasaurus in a match, and then Luchasaurus is like, "Wait, what have I been doing all this time?"
Yeah,
You've
No,
cleared my head.
I really think they should just have Luchasaurus smash people.
Yeah, because he looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's decent in the ring when he's not doing stupid crap.
What he
Yes.
should do is he should smash Jungle Boy, then he should turn on Cage and smash him as well.
And then he should win the
Be on his
TNT
own.
title.
Yeah. Yeah, Luch Low.
Yeah. So then we had Gun Club, Max Caster, rap battle. That's happening.
I cannot wait.
Of course you cannot wait because you're you.
To be fair, it's going to be mint.
I'm worried how long you're going to discuss this.
He's going to quote it. He's literally going to do his own version.
I'm going to have to beatbox and all. So Cole Carter versus Ricky Starks. Ricky smash. Cole Carter got a few moves in. Ricky Starks did a few things. He hit a spear and won the match. I rated 2 stars.
Is it me or did JR randomly come out?
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
To see this pretty Ricky.
yeah. So he comes up during the second hour of the show.
Yeah.
Right,
To be
okay.
fair, it's because he'd been pissed off by the time he got to this point. He's annoyed at the end of the show. Imagine if he was in there for 2 hours. Lucha, why have you just turned on this man? Why am I saying this out loud? So yeah, obviously Ricky Starks didn't break a sweat, so he's going to have another challenger, Danhausen. I'm going to wrestle you for that title and stuff.
He does a mint
Danhausen.
Danhausen impression, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to happen next week. I'm looking forward to it.
Starks is definitely winning.
Athena, Chris, and Willow backstage. They're going to crush the baddies. Willow Nightingale made this whole segment as usual. The whole just like getting the team handshaking, and they're all like, okay then, yeah. FTR segment, hyping for the Briscoes. There was a weird, like, I feel weird saying it's weird, but then there was a weird thing where, like, Dax was on about his daughter and, like, the push to prevail against the Briscoes because his daughter prevailed against, like, the heart problem she had.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was just weird. I feel weird to say it's weird. I just didn't feel it was just there.
If anyone keeping count, Ray said the word weird 5 times in the last 2 minutes.
It was weird. That's why.
6.
It was awkward then. There we go. Awkward. Is that? It was just awkward. Really weird.
7.
Jay Lethal had a weird promo back then. Jay Lethal. Daniels versus Lethal. Okay. It's going to be a good match.
It will be a good match.
Yeah.
Baddies came down. Statlander's been banned. Bitches. That's
that was
the
because
promo.
of the end. That was because of the injury, wasn't it? Someone got injured.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be a 2-on-2 tag match, but they banned
Supposed to be
Statlander from
3-on-3.
manager. No, it was supposed to be 3-on-3, but then Layla Gray got injured, and they announced before the show it was going to be a tag match. But then Statlander got banned because of the management side of it. They didn't want her down to the ring because she slapped Stokey on the head. That's how they swayed this. Baddies versus Fina and Willow. This literally stank, this match. I feel bad. It was just a bad match. I rated it 2 stars, but like it was so clunky and clumsy. Yeah.
I think they're building this match between Cargill and Athena very well because every week Cargill's just killing her. Why? Why do I want to see this match?
For Willow's a great wrestler. She's fun loving. I haven't saw her win.
Willow is average.
She's fun though. That's what puts her above average for me because her character's fun.
Oh, mate. Right, move on.
She's fun and weird.
Before you do,
Go on.
Yes.
there's something going around on Twitter recently, as of maybe the last 24 hours or so, of JR during this match.
Oh, I've seen it.
He's emulating Jay Cargill,
Yes.
and he's just saying, "Oh,
Bitch.
I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm the bitch."
Yeah. I'm going to go back on Twitter and find this and post it in the chat after.
You need to listen. Have you been listening to the Regal podcast?
No.
You should listen to it because some of the stuff he says about JR actually makes sense when you listen to JR. That JR is basically calling out the bullshit live on air, and Regal even says it on his podcast, and he's with AEW, so it's a bit odd that Regal's just going, "No, this is bullshit." But yeah, so then one more segment before the main event. Thunderstorm. She's going to be fighting Miya Yamashita. She's going to beat her, which makes me sad because that match was great, and it's clearly she's going to have to win.
You mean Yamashita?
Yeah, whatever. You know, Mister, I have to pronounce things properly. Yeah, Belland. You weirdo. Anyway, then Britt came in and did stuff. Just Britt. Just
top villains.
Yeah. So then we have the main event, Jericho versus Kingston. Literally barbed wires and everything. They weren't wrong.
No, microphone's a lot.
I kind of blinked and then he grabbed the microphone and was like, he literally has barbed wire on the microphone. I like Kingston because Kingston literally just went, oh, I'm not pissing around, I'm just going to walk in and hit him. Yeah. Well, Kingston's character is, I'm not waiting around, I'm just going to beat him down.
Yeah.
Jericho was a mess within 2 minutes of this matchup. It was good. I was enjoying it, and then it went proper sports entertainment WWE, and it annoyed me. Yeah. Taya Conti needs to go away.
Agreed.
Well, so does Anna Jay now.
Why was Taya Conti not in the shark cage? Why was Sammy Guevara not in the shark cage? Why can't Taya Conti use a flipping key?
Yeah.
Honestly,
why is Ruby getting battered by Taya Conti?
As soon as they showed Ruby in the corner, sitting in the corner, I was like, damn it.
And then Anna Jay, Anna Jay was getting a bit fine for me, but now she's been thrown into this bullshit. And then, so the shark cage, they lowered it down because Ty Conte knows how to work that massive button thing. Someone told me how to work that, and just like, and then the shark cage was lowered. Ty Conte did a Paul Heyman and couldn't work the keys. But then the guys realised, actually, the bars are so wide we can all just walk out of them.
Yeah.
So I just wrote nice cage. So they beat down. Eddie Kingston won over. He got Jericho in the stretch plume with the barbed wire. But then Sammy Guevara had to come down and ruin the event. Then he won with the Judas effect. But there was a weird spot, I can't remember if it was after or before, where they were just really miscommunication, and Sammy Guevara just ends up hitting Jericho because he didn't know what to do. I think it was after the match. I think there was so much miscommunication, Sammy Guevara was like, yeah, that's what it felt like. I rated it 3.25 because it was good until the last bits. Like, if the last bits wasn't there, it would have been even better. And then it just became an absolute mess as it went off air.
Yeah, it was Kingston's making his fight back, tries to hit Guevara with a back fist, missed completely.
Yep.
But Sammy Guevara just falls out of the ring anyway, because, why not?
Because it was a mess.
Absolute
shambles. And then Jericho gets thrown into the puffy area, whatever they call it, the puffy barbed wire area.
Yeah, it was just... But it was 13 minutes. Now, I really thought it was going to go longer than that.
Yeah, you put it as 20. I know RGX put it as 13 something.
Yeah, which is what I was about to allude to. At least someone was like, bang on. You couldn't have got much closer, I don't think, without getting
both put it 20. Yeah.
You just think a match like that needs the time, but they made it that much of a cluster early. It could only ever go 13 minutes.
Yeah.
It was, Dynamite wasn't... It was better than last week. But I'm not...
to be fair, there's two good matches last week. Takeshita and Moxley, and there was another one. The Young Bucks tag match, that was a good match. You don't like the Young Bucks, though.
No, I don't watch Young Bucks. That gets fast-forwarded, that. But yeah.
Listen, Cornet.
No, but I believe we are finito for the wrestling reviews this week. So, thank you very much for your hard work, as always, gentlemen, on the reviews. You do a smashing job. And there's another week to come next week. So you've got 7 days to sort it out, watch all your wrestling again. because I know I'm going to have to. And I'm back
Death
work
Before
next week as
Dishonor?
well, which is... Oh, yes. Are you watching that?
I'm watching it. I don't know if we're going to review it Tuesday. We'll discuss that afterwards, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation around that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could follow us on Twitter at honor_club. That is honor with a U because we are British. We've got the Discord links, everything in the video. Make sure you join in the Discord, share this, retweet it as soon as it goes live. Let's get some traction behind this show, and let's keep churning out the videos like we are, gentlemen. But that about wraps things up. So it is a goodbye from me and a goodbye from everyone else. Thank you very much and good night.
Remember, in the immortal words of Jim Ross, I'm a bitch.
It's Sting!